In this video, I will demonstrate that there is more to video games than just shooting mindlessly at other players. To do this, I chose 4 completely different video games to show off the variety the gaming industry has to offer. These games range from the bottom of the ocean to the snow-capped mountains of Alaska, some with award-winning stories and others with no stories of their own. Let's start off at the bottom of the ocean in a game called BioShock.
Alright, Damon, tell me, what do you think would be your favorite aspect of BioShock?
I would have to say, honestly, my favorite part is the philosophy. All right, so the game is based off a real-life philosophical view known as objectivism. Now, in the game, this view was founded by Andrew Ryan, who also founded the city of Rapture. And he is very clear and open about why the city exists and how objectivism ties into why the city was created. In the beginning of the game, he tells you right from the beginning, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? And he goes off on a tangent talking about how everything relates to why the city was built. And basically, he mentions how every man is responsible for themselves. So basically, a person is responsible for everything that they do. So a scientist doesn't have to share his work with anyone. He's not bound by any morality. Anything that he wants to explore, he can do that. That's one of my favorite parts of the game.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture. A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture can become your city as well.
BioShock has a one-of-a-kind story, taking place on the ocean floor in an underwater dystopian city called Rapture. This eerie setting helps to enrich the story further by evoking emotions such as fear or curiosity. This roller coaster journey through the snake pit called Rapture will leave you wondering what just happened and what is yet to unfold. This complex storytelling has earned BioShock many awards as well as the undying love of many fans around the world. What do you love so much about Rainbow Six?
Well, that's a tough question, buddy. But I think what I like most about Siege is the emphasis on the strategy and team-based gameplay, as opposed to the run and gun, every man for himself focus of other games like Call of Duty.
For a video covering the vast variety in the gaming industry, naturally I decided to include a first-person shooter. But this shooter isn't like the rest. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is a new take on the FPS genre, focusing heavily on strategy and team cooperation to win the game. Rainbow pits 2 teams against each other in a fast-paced, intense game of tactics. Rainbow Six is a great game for those who want a bit more of a challenge in their FPS games. It requires players to think critically on the go in intense situations, and that feeling you get of accomplishment when you devise a plan that wins an inevitable loss is well worth the effort. Though this concoction of strategic team-based FPS has made for a very competitive environment, meaning it might not be for everybody, but the next game might be due to its odd approach on gaming. Alright. Evan? Oh.
Okay, shut the hell up. Okay, hurry up.
Okay. Evan? Oh, hey. I wanted to ask you, over the years of playing Minecraft, what do you like the most about it?
I like how free we are to be creative.
Cut! As Evan put it, Minecraft gives freedom to the players. The reason this game got so big many years ago and still is today is the fact that it never had a story or objectives to follow. It is a leisure game where you have full control of your playstyle. In addition, Minecraft gives you the power to get creative and let your imagination do the work. This is a great game to kick back to with a large cup of cold tea. Speaking of cold, I suggest you bring a coat, because the next game is quite brisk. Steep, a game that takes place on the snow-covered mountains of Alaska. This game has stunning visuals but not much of a story. Thankfully, Ubisoft gives you control over your playthrough. You get to virtually snowboard, ski, or sled down steep mountains for as long as your heart desires. The best part is it's free and there is no risk of injuries. This is perfect for people with no money or fear of breaking their necks. Steep actually inspired me to make this video, because at first it was a new concept to me and my friends, and we were a bit skeptical about how we were supposed to have fun on a snowboarding simulator. But Ubisoft found a way to make racing down steep mountains with your buddies a blast and a half. Which brings me to my favorite thing about gaming as a whole: friendship. Sure, video games are fun, but to me, having episodes of uncontrollable laughter with my friends makes gaming a riot. The variety found in video games attracts people from all backgrounds, with each their own tastes, like the friends I interviewed for the video, or my cousin Alex for example, who hates guns but is still able to pick up a controller and have fun on any of the vast list of peaceful games. We covered BioShock's chaotic, well-written, complex story, taking place on the ocean floor, to the serene freedom found on the mountains of Steep, and everything in between. With that, I'd like to conclude this video covering the variety found in this form of entertainment. Thanks for watching.
Revive me!
I'm going, Trad. Oh my gosh, I got another knife kill.
He was looking for me, but I escaped.
Sir, what would you like?
Alright, Ouchie. What would you say would be your favorite aspect of this game? Ouchie, this is for a grade to each other.
I don't know. Oh, did you see that? I'm doing donuts. Oh, fuck! Dumbass.